Have either of you been back to the theaters yet? I haven't. It hasn't even crossed my mind.
No, until I saw this trailer,
Not
and I'm like,
until today.
yeah,
Yeah, let's
like
get
today,
into
I'm
it.
like,
So, well,
whoa.
let's let the Dune fan talk about it. Oh, I guess I ruined it. So, tell us about the. You're the Dune fan, Blake. So, the fans can be very very hard. So
Yeah.
they can be the harshest critics. So, what did you think of this trailer?
And very
Uh,
hard.
yes. Hard as a sandworm. Um, no, I was I was very much looking forward to this. For a long time, I had no idea when it was coming. And I'm a big fan. I'm actually a big fan of what is it, Dennis Villanueva or whatever his name
Yeah.
is. And I'm super eager for this. I loved it. I thought it was like it was almost perfect. And I say that with like a bit of a caveat. Like it was one of the most epic like blockbuster movie trailers I've seen in a while. Like it was very much, the music, Pink Floyd, the as Rolling Stone described Paul Atreides, very brooding, Timothy Chalamet, and no, but I thought it captured a lot of what I've always kind of envisioned. Boy, if I wasn't already excited.
Speaking from someone so my only experience from Dune or with Dune is hearing other people talk about it. I know there's like what, I don't know, 15 books, but I've been told you only need to read the first one.
First three.
Yeah,
Yeah, first one. No, yeah, if you wanted to stick with the first one, you're good.
yes, but I know there's a whole Duneverse,
Yeah.
and
Ooh,
of
I
course
like
I've
that.
seen, surprise, I've seen the David Lynch one. So
Yep.
watching this trailer, and yeah, I think you described it perfectly. Like I actually wish I could have seen this in a theater. This trailer, well, the first thing I noticed was it was over 3 minutes, like 3 minutes and 2 seconds or something. So immediately I'm like, wow, that's a meaty trailer, because usually they're anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute and a half. So we get a full 3 minutes, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I mean, for a trailer, I thought that was really meaty. Then you see the trailer, and yeah, it's pretty goddamn epic. Pretty amazing, pretty amazing stuff. And this is from someone who has I mean, next to nothing. Very few. Unless you know nothing, then there's no way you know less than I do about Dune. And I was incredibly impressed.
Yeah, that movie is fucking, or that trailer is amazing. And so I saw it in my car, and I kind of like just geeked out, and I kind of forgot that my dad was the one that forced me to watch the David Lynch like version such a long time ago. So there, like for the I guess the David Lynch version of Dune, like it was filmed. Some parts were filmed in Mexico, the desert scenes, and like so that was like my dad trying to like connect our culture to this whole thing. And I saw the trailer, and I'm like, hey, I'm listening to Dune, and my dad's just like this huge Pink Floyd fan, so I put it on for him, and he's like, oh, okay, okay. And then he's like, he looks at Timothy Chalamet, and he's like, where have I seen him? And I'm like, oh, he's in that movie on Netflix about the king. And he's like, oh, yeah, 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 I like that movie. And then he sees Oscar Isaac. He's like, oh, that guy I just saw recently. And he's like, Dave Bautista comes out, and he's like, this is my man. There's my man. But like this trailer, like I think when we are texting about it, you said it gave you chills.
Totally.
And the second time seeing it like, and even talking about it right now, it's just like this like whole like roller coaster of emotions. Like I'm very excited to see this, and I've never like dealt with the books. I've only seen the sci-fi show,
Oh, you guys got to read it. Okay.
and I've seen this movie. So this is as much
So
as I know.
this brings me to a point that I wanted to talk about while we were talking about this. This is like, so whenever something like this happens, like a trailer like this drops or something, Nerdist, let's use them as an example. They get on like Twitter or whatever, and they're like, hey, the Bene Gesserit, or those shields that are happening in Dune. Like, here's 19 ways to explain that, or it's like an article. It's like these
Right.
fucking baity articles, and it fucking makes me so mad because I'm like, fucking just tell people to go read the book. The
Yeah.
book's short. Like, if you want to know what that stuff is, don't like spoil it for people. Like, and so like if they don't know, well then maybe don't fucking spoil it by fucking writing some dumb article that like keeps people from actually reading the book.
Yeah.
I hate that stuff. I fucking hate that kind of shit.
I agree with you. That's
I
the
agree. Yeah.
culture that, yeah, that's the culture that we live in, though. I mean, you can't even, for the website, the articles I write, like, um, we have an SEO ranking. Basically, it keeps track of it. If your paragraphs are too long, you lose points. Like people won't look at. When I say too long, I'm talking like 5 lines, which is the equivalent of, well, 5 sentences.
Mhm.
Right.
Like, I mean, like, yeah, no one wants to read a book now, and that's sad because you're right. Dune is, and when we get into adaptations, I'll talk about a series that I love that you absolutely probably should not read. But yeah, Dune is really short in the grand scheme of things. I mean,
Oh, audiobook it, man. Like, you just do that then. Like, people
Yeah.
podcast all the time now. Yeah, Welcome to Night Vale, all that stuff's really popular. Do the
Yeah.
audiobook then.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't have time to read it, but like,
I mean,
just the actual material.
I agree with you. If you're interested
Mhm.
enough to read this
Yes, exactly.
90-second article, then yeah, you can listen to it. But then people don't want to spend that time, even though they're in the car anyway, and they're probably listening to the same true crime thing that they've heard a million times.
Or fucking Joe Rogan fucking talk about his dick.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I've always hated those articles. Like if you've already read it and you want to see someone else's take on it, or just like 9 shocking similarities between whatever Dune and Star Wars, and you've seen both of them, you're familiar. That's cool.
There's
But if
sand
you
in
don't,
both of them. That's
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Lots of
Oh,
sand.
between Dune and Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
But,
Or
yeah,
sand.
yeah, exactly. Those articles, yeah, I agree with you. Super annoying, but like you said, they're clickbaity. It's just a
Yeah,
way to
just
get
clickbait.
people.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't buy it.
Yeah, and so I think just to echo what Pat said, this is what the world is now. But I feel like I guess because we did it audiobook and we've been doing other book like this is like your whole territory about audiobooking stuff. I feel like if you have, I guess, the free time to do something like that, and it's like what I'm gonna assume it's like a 40-hour book maybe or less.
Oh no,
No, it's not
no,
40 hours.
dude.
No?
I think it's like
No.
8. I think it's
Eight?
like 8.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
even then, like
Use it as your benchmark. That was 40 hours, and that was
yeah,
like
I
a
know I have
thousand
to use that
pages.
one
No, it's way short.
because it was very like enjoyable
Yeah,
and
you could
like
do the whole series in probably under 40 hours. That's where
okay.
what I
And
mean.
that's the thing too. People have time right now, and
Mhm.
well,
Exactly.
we're not far off topic. I just finished The Stand. Not just I finished it like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and that was a good 42,
Oh,
44 hours. But
yeah,
I
totally.
mean, I have a whole lot of time. I mean, that's not. It only takes me 30 minutes round trip. I'm in the car 30 minutes round trip. Like this is just during my normal day. I was able to finish The Stand. Like, yeah, Dune. I could probably do that in like a week or two.
Yeah.
You know what I do? And this is like a super like self-motivational thing that like I don't even know where I got it, but like I get up in the morning and I go for like a jog. And the jog takes about like, if I'm fucking slow, like 40 minutes, if I'm fast, like 30, and I only listen to audiobooks when I'm on that jog. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of like
Oh
my little motivation to like,
yeah.
oh, if I'm really liking something, it'll motivate me to go do my stupid jog.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, yes, you can easily pack in. And sometimes like I'm into it and I'll just, I'll listen to it for another hour or whatever. Nah, ingest that shit. Audiobooks, audible.com. Let's get a goddamn sponsorship up in here.
Yeah, and they just started their Audible Plus thing. I don't know if you noticed it.
Yeah,
But
they have,
yeah,
yeah.
So definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. I mean, you get free credits.
Yeah.
You could just try random stuff out. And, Dune, I don't know why. I have a feeling that there's a good chance it could be a major flop.
Oh, I'm so worried about that.
Well, see, and I think because everybody expects this like whole like serious. I think everybody expects now serious sci-fi's and nothing like quirky. Like, I feel like everything has to be like now super serious, and if not, people aren't gonna go see this movie. They want some like vast storyline, and I feel that's what or vast serious story. But I feel that's like where people are drawn to, and if it's a little bit silly, that's fine. I think that's what people like. What will turn off people that is maybe too serious or too.
I'm hoping the opposite, right? Like I'm hoping it's so epic that people are like, man, I haven't seen something epic like that in a while.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like,
I think
but I'm afraid that I don't know.
a part of me thinks that right now, and I'm including myself in this. Like I know Blake, you're a fan, and Danny, you're talking about how it gave you chills. But a part of, and I thought it was a great trailer. But a part of me wonders, like, okay, like I'm kind of starving for this kind of stuff. So I wonder how much of that factored into it, and how much of it, like under normal circumstances, what would I really have thought of it, or would I have felt exactly the same about it? Like I don't. I mean, it looks great to me. I can't wait to see it. I don't think there was a release date on it, and
No.
understandably, considering everything that's been happening. But and I'm all for, like with video games, take your time, make it as good as you possibly can before you
Yeah.
release it. But I don't know. A part of me, and with most movies I think about, but this one especially, I think that this one can end up being a pretty big flop. I don't know why. I think it's because the hype, the star power.
Nah, dude, it's got Zendaya in it, dude. We're good.
I don't know. Something tells me that it just might underperform. Like it has a good chance of it, but then again,
I think
people,
it will. Yeah, no, I do. I think it will.
by the time it comes out, too, who knows? People might be so starved, like you're saying, for this
Yeah.
epic sci-fi story that they just might pack the theaters.
Well, and I think this is only part 1 of 2 movies. Like,
Yeah, it's gonna be a Duneology.
Yeah, Dune duo.
Dune
And
duo.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Disappointing. If it's disappointing or not, I think I'm still going to be for this movie.
No, I was talking to our buddy Pablo just today, and he was like, "Would you go to the theater for it?" And I was like, "This is the first time I'm like, yeah, no, I kind of need to see this on the big screen. Like, there's gonna be some. This movie was shot to be like, and he like Pablo was saying IMAX. Like, I would like, yeah, I'll get a hazmat suit. Like, Amazon, do they sell those on Amazon? Because I'm looking.
I'm sure they do.
And I will go see that shit on IMAX if it is available.
Yeah, it looks pretty awesome. This one, like as you know, more trailers come out and time passes, and I don't know, one of two things is going to happen. I'm going to either become very, very, very comfortable with never going to the theater again, or I'll just be totally starving for it, and I'll be like,
Yeah.
just the next rom com that comes out, I'm going to want to rush to see it in theaters.